Audio Jungle.
Hello viewers across the world, welcome to Sports File on Africa Sports Network. My name is Sam, welcoming you to this wonderful midweek edition of our program, because the Major League Soccer just entered week 5 and we are about to see 6 actions across all MLS venues here in the United States of America. Houston Dynamo will be at home to welcome Western Conference rivals Sporting Kansas City, and they will rekindle that rivalry between these two great sides. While Philadelphia Union will be at home to welcome New England Revolution. Inter Miami also be at home in this week 5 to welcome Club de Football de Montreal, while the Western Conference leaders Seattle Sounders will be on the road to play San Jose Earthquakes. So we have 6 games slated for today in the Major League Soccer. So once again, welcome to Africa Sports Network, and my name is Sam. You already know what time it is, so we're gonna go and see some of these games, analyze them, preview the matchups in the MLS this week 5. Alright, we're starting with the game between the Houston Dynamo and Sporting Kansas City. That game will come up today by 7:30 p.m. kickoff time. As you can see on the screen, Sporting Kansas have won 5 of their last 8 matches against the Houston Dynamo. They've drew 1 and they've lost only twice, dating back to June 2018, after Dynamo had gone unbeaten in their previous 9 meetings, winning 5 and they drew 1 from August 2014 to October 2017. Dynamo have only lost 3 of their last 16 home matches. They've won 7, they've drew 6, dating back to August 2019. The only 3 visiting teams to win at the BBVA Stadium in that time were Sporting KC, Nashville, and Colorado Rapids. So Dynamo, they are pretty good at home, and Sporting KC, this season hasn't really been all that fantastic for the team, even though their coach is the 7th longest serving manager in the history of soccer. Sporting Kansas lost 3-1 at Real Salt Lake in their last away game in week 4. Sporting KC has lost just 3 of their last 11 road games since the start of last season. They've won 6 and they've drew twice after losing 5 straight away home games in the 2019 season. Sporting KC will be looking forward to at least grab something meaningful here at the home of the Houston Dynamo. So it will be a great game. Looking at Dynamo recent games against LA Galaxy, a top team in the Western Conference, Houston Dynamo picked a 1-1 home draw against LAFC. They went away on the road against their crosstown rivals FC Dallas in the Texas Derby. Dynamo gave a good account of themselves. They held FC Dallas. They did everything in Frisco on Saturday, and they came back home with a point. Fafa Picot was the scorer of the goal from the penalty to become the first player to score in both Texas Derby, having played for FC Dallas for 2 to 3 seasons before he switched to represent the orange side of Texas. So today's game between the Houston Dynamo and Sporting KC will be a huge Western Conference showdown. If you look at Western Conference table, look at the table. Seattle Sounders are number 1, 10 points from 4 games, while in San Jose they are 9 points from 4 games. So their game will be a battle of first and second to see who will pull away with more points. When you look at the points difference between Seattle Sounders and San Jose Earthquakes, is just a point separate these two sides. So who will go 3 or 4 points clear at the top of the Western Conference? Today we'll find out when Seattle finish their game against San Jose earthquake. Right, let's go to the next game between the Inter Miami and Club de Football de Montreal. Inter Miami this season haven't really been bad for them. This is their second season in the Major League Soccer, and they are doing not bad. You know, they picked some points on the road against Philadelphia Union. They picked 3 points from the Supporters Shield champions, so they will be at home to welcome Club de Football de Montreal. Montreal beat Inter Miami 2-1 in their only meeting in the Major League Soccer. And guess who the scorer of that goal was? It was Boyan Kikuk. Remember that Spanish player that we all thought would be the next big thing in soccer. He was the scorer of that goal between Inter Miami and Club de Football de Montreal, that Montreal beat Inter Miami by 2-1 in their debut season. And he was assisted by Maximiliano Urruti, who now plays for Houston Dynamo. So that goal came in the 80th minute between Inter Miami and Club de Football de Montreal. Inter Miami follow up a season opening loss to LA Galaxy with a win and 2 draws. This time around, the club has gone unbeaten in 3 consecutive games. So how that game will come up between Inter Miami and Club de Football de Montreal. CF Montreal lost their first match of the season. They lost 2-0 to Vancouver last Saturday, and their defeat ended the unbeaten run for Montreal this season, the club longest in a single season since April 2019. So Inter Miami against CF Montreal in Miami. The David Beckham club ain't doing bad, and his head coach Phil Neville, who is on his debut season here in the Major League Soccer, he ain't doing bad. When you look at the Eastern Conference table, you look at the Eastern Conference table, Inter Miami are 9th on the log. You know, they are 9th on the log, 5 points. You know, a win and 2 draws, 5 points. While New York City FC, they are the leaders of the Eastern Conference. Luis Logan was directly involved in Inter Miami 10 shot. They drew against Atlanta on Sunday. 4 shots, 6 chances created, and Lewis Morgan, whom they signed from Celtic in the Scottish Premier League, was responsible for all those actions. Morgan 67 shots, 75 chances created for both Inter Miami MLS history, including their playoffs last season. With his 142 shot involvement, that doubled what Rodolfo Pizarro gave Inter Miami when he first came to South Coast in Miami, Florida. Club de Football de Montreal failed to score against Vancouver on Saturday, ending an MLS record streak of 22 consecutive road matches with at least 1 goal. So they played a goal. They couldn't score against Vancouver. They lost that game by 2-0, and this is the first time in 22 games that Inter Miami, the Club de Football de Montreal failed to score in an MLS game. So it will be a very, very good matchup in the Eastern Conference. Inter Miami against Club de Football de Montreal. Right, let's go to the game between Philadelphia Union and New England Revolution. Before week 4, New England Revs were the leaders in the Eastern Conference. Bruce Arena, with little fund, no names, was able to forge a team that at least topped the Eastern Conference table for a little while before they were dethroned. Now New York City Football Club are the new leaders in the Eastern Conference. New England Revs are beaten by Nashville Soccer Club in week 4, and that brought them down to second spot on the log, with New York City Football Club are the new leaders in the Eastern Conference. So right now, Philadelphia Union are in the semi-finals of the CONCACAF Champions League, and their Week 4 game, they recorded a victory away from home for the first time this season. The New England Revs knocked out Supporters Shield winners, that is Philadelphia Union, out of MLS Cup playoff with a 2-0 win in the conference semi-finals last season, after Philly Union had recorded 4 wins and a draw against the Revs during the season. The victory was New England Revolution first in Philadelphia since August 2015, having lost their previous 7 games at Subaru Park. New England Revs suffered their first defeat of the season last week when they went down 2-0 against SC Nashville in Tennessee. The Revs have not lost consecutive regular season games. That means they've not lost back-to-back games in the MLS under Bruce Arena, who is their coach. The last time they lost back-to-back games was on May the 4th and the 8th, 2019. Alex Mui's goal for Nashville against the Revs on Saturday was just the second goal scored from outside the box. So the England Revolution, even though they don't have a no names, but they're a compact side that Bruce Arena, their head coach, can get something special out of. So they are on the road against Philadelphia Union, who are in the last 4 of the CONCACAF Champions League. So Philadelphia Union up against New England Revolution. That game will come up today, which is the 12th of May 2021, and kickoff time is right there, on the screen. So Philadelphia Union will be hosting New England Revolution. Right, a major Western Conference showdown will be coming your way as Seattle Sounders visit San Jose Earthquake. I'll take a short break. When I return, we'll talk about that one. Alright, you're welcome back to the program. Is Africa Sports Network, and we are serving you MLS Special Week 5 midweek edition in the Major League Soccer is upon us, and we're about to see games as they come fast and furious. Dynamo, after tonight, will be on the road again against Colorado Rapids in Denver, Colorado, and I'll be right there live and direct to bring you all the sight and sound live from Denver, Colorado. So make sure that you subscribe or you follow us on our social media platforms as we bring to you everything that have to do in the Major League Soccer as that game will go down in Denver, Colorado. Well, then let's go to that huge matchup that will be taking place in San Jose, California, as Western Conference leaders Seattle Sounders match up with number 2 team San Jose Earthquake. Seattle got 10 points from 4 games, while San Jose got 9 points from 4 games. Raul Ruidiaz have laid down the marker that he is a top marksman in the Major League Soccer. What about San Jose Earthquake? Remember, during the opening fixture here in the Major League Soccer, San Jose were beaten 2-1 by Houston Dynamo on the opening week of the MLS. But they have gone ahead to pick valuable points to place them on the second spot in the league. For San Jose, for Seattle Sounders, they beat LA Galaxy 3-0, kept a clean sheet. They've won games that put them number 1 in the Western Conference. The opening weekend, they fired one shot to all their rivals in the Western Conference that they are the team to beat. So you can really see that they are up for it, and They are really going there. Seattle, they are unbeaten in 13 straight matches against San Jose. They've won 7, they've drew 6, dating back to September 2015. It is the longest active unbeaten runaway run by any team against another in the Major League Soccer. So Seattle are 13 games unbeaten against San Jose, and that was since 2015. And this is the longest active winning streak that an MLS team will have over its fellow MLS team. Chris Wodowski came off the bench to score in the 83rd and the 87th minute to give San Jose a 2-1 win over Real Salt Lake on Friday. A team has won while trailing in the 80th minute or later 6 times in the MLS since the start of last season. San Jose is responsible for those comebacks. Alright. Teams have won 6 games when behind in the 80th minute, and San Jose have won 3 games when they were down in the 80th minute. Seattle has scored opponent by 10-2 through their first 4 games of this season. That plus 8 is tied for the largest positive goal differential at this stage of the season in MLS history, with DC United in 2019 and Atlanta in 2017 and Chicago Fire in 1999. So since returning from MLS is back in August, Raul Ruidiaz has scored 17 goals, 6 more than any other MLS player, including playoff. So he is a player that you have to watch out for. He has done it. He did it against LA Galaxy. He did that against other clubs. Raul Ruidiaz is a marksman. Right, let me take us back to Texas derby between Houston Dynamo and FC Dallas. This is Fans Corner as we speak to fans regarding the performance of their various teams.
Finishing can be better. Finishing can always be better in Dallas. I think our finishing is definitely something that suffers usually. Pace is good. O'Brien, the best player on the team for sure. Looking forward to more from him, but I don't know why we keep starting Yara. I don't think he does very much.
But before this game, when Dallas played Houston in the La Copita finals, they beat Houston 3-0. What did you change in this game?
I think, like I said, I think the finishing just wasn't there today. We had a lot of chances in front of the goal that we just didn't finish.
Well, you're talking about finishing against Portland here last Saturday. It was a 4-1.
Well, Portland, their C team was over here. They had just played in Mexico. They got to play in Mexico again this week. They didn't bring their best players to Dallas last week.
So where did Dallas go from here? Right now, the return leg will be in Houston. And,
we can always get better. We can always get better. I think there's a lot of great things going on. O'Brien for sure, super intense on the ball. I love seeing him on the field. Acosta, normally last year he would have blown that ball sky high, but he laid it off perfectly to O'Brien for that goal. Hey, there's a lot of good things happening. I just think we need to be more clinical in front of the goal.
More clinical. Fafa, your former player from the penalty.
Yeah.
When you saw him step up to take it, what was going on in your mind?
I mean, Fafa was okay when he was here. You know, he's a good player. He's fast. If he takes it, he takes it. It could be 10 guys that could have taken that penalty. It is what it is. It is what it is.
I really appreciate you for your time and effort, sir. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yes, he said it is what it is. With the result of that game against the Houston Dynamo, it's always a rivalry between Houston and Dallas when it comes to soccer. For example, in the National Football League, whenever the Dallas Cowboys come to NRG to play Houston Texans, we see the rivalry in that game. What about in basketball, the Dallas Mavericks? Whenever they come to play the Houston Rockets, we always see that rivalry. What about soccer? The battle of the El Capitan caps up this rivalry between these two great sides. But one thing has been added to this Texas rivalry: Austin Football Club. Now, from Houston to Austin is just 2 hours drive. From Houston to Dallas is 4 hours drive. From Austin to Dallas is like 3.5 hours drive. All these are within 400 miles radius within each other. What will be the name of the derby between Houston and Austin? Or what will be the name of the derby between Austin and Dallas? Because they're going to forge rivalry, no doubt. There will be rivalry between these two great sides, because these three cities love soccer. Texas loves soccer. So what will be the name of the rivalry between these two sides? That will be an assignment for you viewers across the world. It's still Africa Sports Network right here on my YouTube channel. Just go and subscribe to Africa Sports Network, because you subscribing gives us that energy, that passion for us, to keep doing what we do. I have some other things that we saw in Frisco, Dallas during this Texas derby. This is Dallas mascot Hooper. Yes, that's Hooper. Dallas mascot. Yes. Houston Dynamo. Yes, we have our mascot, and I will look for that mascot tonight with my lens. My lens will look for that mascot tonight. Let's talk to a fan who drove all the way from Louisiana to Dallas to support Houston Dynamo.
Welcome to Fans Corner on MLS Asasiam Elevated TV, Radio Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Sam, live from Coyote Stadium, Frisco, Texas. The game just ended 1-1, and as a Houston Dynamo fan, are you based here in Frisco or you came from Houston?
We're from Alexandria, Louisiana.
From Louisiana. You drove a little from Louisiana to here.
Yes.
Like 6 hours, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, that shows that you really love your team. Now this result, 1-1 draw. This kind of, specify you see it as an okay result as a fan?
No, I think the team played well. I think they tried their best. Unfortunate with the result, but we have more chances. So, they play hard and they gave the best, that's all.
They play their best. Next one, Dynamo will be a home game against Sporting KC on Wednesday before they travel to Colorado for the Rapids. What are you expecting from your team? One win, 2 draws and a loss already in 4 games this season. How do you see the team going this season for the playoff ticket?
I would hope the team to just be consistent with the win, and to get some good training in, and just hoping that we're all consistent with the win. That's all. And
thank you very much.
Audio Jungle.